Hey guys, MK and MkStudios here today, bringing you the full zombie story. There are other videos up here on YouTube about it, and most of them get their information from the COD forums, the CallOfDuty.com. I don't know exactly the URL. I'll put a link to it in the description if you want to read it instead of listening to me ramble on about it. But here it is nonetheless, and it's very detailed, so stick with me, and I hope you enjoy the amazing pictures I put in it. Alright, so Dr. Ludwig Maxis and the scientist team Group 935 were tasked with creating an army of super soldiers and new technology for the government project christened Der Riese, or the Giant. In his experiments, Maxis used element 115 to create the zombies. The zombies, however, couldn't be controlled and would always be killed when they went berserk. When this was going on, Dr. Edward Richtofen was testing 115 on living subjects to create his super soldiers at a Siberian facility. During this experiment, he used Takeo, Nikolai, and a Mexican. We aren't sure who the Mexican is. He is unnamed through the whole story, and we actually never really found out about him. You probably are like, what, a Mexican? It's Dempsey. Well, when Richtofen accidentally killed the Mexican, he replaced him with Dempsey. The testing affected each of the subjects' minds, making Dempsey extremely aggressive, quieting Takeo into only reciting Japanese proverbs, and making Nikolai functionless without vodka. It also had the side effect of erasing their recent memories, making them forget how Richtofen captured them and what he did to them. Maxis was also inventing teleporters, but they would always destroy everything. All these experiments were done with his assistant Richtofen. Without Maxis, Richtofen and Schuster completed the first successful teleportation with a walnut, using a small amount of 115. When Maxis found out about this, he criticized Richtofen for not working on his project and that teleporting a walnut wasn't a big deal. Maxis told Richtofen that he was going to make a deal with the Nazi Party for money and equipment in exchange for weapons. The new weapons that Group 935 created were also powered by 115. These are the wonder weapons that we know and love when we play zombies. Maxis created the ray gun, based on plans received from Shinonuma. Richtofen created the monkey bomb and the Wunderwaffe DG2 from 115. Richtofen continued his teleporter tests with Schuster behind Maxis' back. Richtofen was the first human subject and was sent to the MPD, which he believed to be of alien origin. When he touched it, he felt static and started hearing whispering. He was then teleported to a jungle. Dr. Schuster got worried and planned to scrap the teleporter when Richtofen had been gone for a few days, but he returned as Schuster was talking about it and told him that there was work to be done. Richtofen sounded a lot crazier, and Schuster noticed the change. Meanwhile, two Group 935 scientists, Dr. Groff and Dr. Schuster, were stationed at the moon base and were trying to figure out how to work the MPD. This is the pyramid that we find in the moon map. When Schuster killed a rat, its soul was absorbed by a glass vial protruding from the machine. The pair then proceeded to kill many people until the device was filled with souls. The bodies were buried on the moon, leaving them very open to zombification. So you're wondering how the zombies got on the moon? That's what happened. When they finished, they contacted Richtofen, who told them that he was going to finally get rid of the Maxises, indicating that the two scientists were aware of his scheme. Unbeknownst to Maxis, Richtofen had already mastered teleportation, while Maxis was still trying to master it. Maxis was getting frustrated that he could not send the subject into the mainframe, and then used his daughter Samantha's dog Fluffy as a teleporter test subject, but then it once again failed. The dog was teleported, but instead of being destroyed like the past test subjects, she was zombified, which is why we have the hellhounds, the dog rounds. Samantha then came running in and started questioning her dad about what happened to her dog. Maxis tried to stop her and get out of the room. Richtofen then followed through with his previously planned betrayal by locking Maxis and his daughter in the room with the hellhound. He then activated the teleporter, which he then thought killed Samantha and Maxis. Little did Richtofen know that Maxis' teleporter actually worked and sent Samantha to the moon base. In her fear, she ran into the MPD, the pyramid, and became the one to control the zombies. That's why the zombies are heard saying Sam and Samantha, and when they're randomly screaming, you're like, why did they say Sam? It's because they're controlling him, and apparently she likes her name a lot. When Richtofen was informed of what had occurred, he warned the pair of scientists about the hellhound, and then told them to find a way to get Maxis. When Maxis was found, they let him approach his daughter to calm her down. After apologizing for his actions, Maxis told Samantha to kill all the Group 93 members for betraying him, and they shot him. Samantha then proceeded to fulfill her father's request by unleashing the zombies. Richtofen retreated with his super soldiers to Shinonuma to think things through. When the zombies attacked Richtofen, he realized that Samantha would stop at nothing to seek revenge. Richtofen planned to recover all the equipment to take control of the zombies. Richtofen then took the group to Der Riese, which had been abandoned since the zombie takeover. The group used the Wonderwalk VG2's 115 to overcharge the teleporter, making it capable of time travel. Richtofen didn't know about this until he tried it. He seemed unconcerned that he and his partners had been teleported to an abandoned theater in Germany, which is Kino der Toten, in an unknown year. Although he didn't know what year it was, Richtofen knew about the theater, as it was the place where Maxis would ultimately unveil the teleporters to the German High Command. Since Maxis was killed, the theater was abandoned.